Hey there everybody, Casey here, back with another video for you guys. This week, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to add a vlog, or video log, or video blog, I don't know what the kids call it these days, to the channel. Basically, I'm just going to come to you guys once a month, give you an update on the projects, how they're going, tell you about cool new things that are happening. It just seems like something fun and different, and a way to spice it up and a way to reduce my workload slightly, because making a video, man, it takes all weekend. I mean, I'm like 8 hours of work, 2 hours of editing, 3 hours of editing, 4 hours of editing. I want to up the quality of the content slightly, and then, basically spend a little bit more time on each video, but not have to do as much production work for each video. So, I had this idea the other night. I actually didn't sleep because I had this idea at 3 a.m., which is when I have most of my ideas. And so I was sitting there staring at the ceiling going, my God, this is a great idea. I can talk about all this stuff. So I have some exciting news. At least I think it's exciting news. Hopefully some of you will agree. I was commenting on one of Martin Slow Shop and Custom videos, and he was doing the sticker exchange with some other shops, and I told him, I said that's a really cool idea, and he said, it is a cool idea. We should exchange stickers. What's your address? I'll send you some. And I thought to myself, well, shoot, I'm putting myself out there every week, and I don't know what it's going to turn into, but I want it to turn into something. So I figured it's time to invest in myself a little bit. So I put a call out on the internet. I photoshopped a terrible design of, with my limited ability, what I wanted a logo to look like for my shop / YouTube channel / automotive endeavors. And a really cool cat by the name of Cave Cat, that's his handle on Instagram, reached out to me. Artist by the name of Rico Erdom. And, he's from Indonesia. He is an incredible artist. He's done some amazing stuff. I'll put up some of his pictures here in the video. He reached out to me and he said he'd be more than happy to design a logo for me. So I am stoked. We still have to iron out the details, but he's going to take my gross rendering and turn it into something that might actually look good on a sticker, which I will exchange with some of you when I get them made. But also, I'm thinking t-shirts, man. I've always wanted to have a really cool looking shop t-shirt. I've had some really lame looking t-shirts in the past, but I figure if I make one that's actually cool enough that people will want to wear it. I don't know if you guys know about Johnson Motors, Jomo, down in Hollywood. Johnson Motors was like the original Triumph importer in the United States, down in Los Angeles. Really cool shop. Steve McQueen used to hang out there. Bud Eakins hung out there and raced several Triumphs under the Jomo banner. Bud Eakins had connections to Johnson Motors back before he had Eakins Cycle in Sherman Oaks, California. A guy named Sean Kelly kind of revitalized the brand in the early 2000s and made some really cool t-shirts worn by the likes of like Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Matt Damon. Matt Damon was seen in one right after Ford versus Ferrari, so Sean's done a good job of getting his designs into the hands of the right people, or maybe it's just the people who dress these guys, because I doubt they dress themselves, right? Anyway, and basically at the end of the day, they're getting like $55-$60 for a screen printed shirt, and they're really cool, but I don't want to do that to you guys. So even if I'm not going to make any money on the t-shirts, I'm going to try to find a way to bring a t-shirt to market that is that really soft ring spun cotton, and a really cool design for about $25-$30, hopefully. It's an expensive t-shirt, but I feel like people won't really bat an eye at dropping $25-$30 on a really nice, really cool t-shirt. So that is my goal there. So Martin Slow Shop and Custom, stoked that I stumbled upon your video when I did, and you came up with the idea of the sticker exchange, and I thought, shoot, and I ran with it, and things are happening. The stars are aligning. You got to put your dreams out into the universe to see what happens with them. So I'm excited about that. The Mustang's sitting over here. It's just off camera. I know a lot of you Model A fans have been rolling your eyes every time I post a new Mustang video. I just ask that you bear with me. This thing is coming along Basically, we've got the roll bar in, got the quick disconnect steering wheel finally figured out. That's the latest video I posted. I posted that today actually, and I'm filming this video, trying to stay a week or two ahead of the curve just in case life happens. Like this last weekend, it flooded out there. We had this crazy freak rainstorm. I guess most of the country had rain. I've been in this house for 23 years and I've never seen flooding like we had yesterday. And everybody's, you know, going on about global warming and this and that. And, you know, I'm not a climate denier. I do think climate change is real. I do think that humans have caused it. I'm getting controversial here on an automotive YouTube channel, aren't I? I don't think that classic cars have anything to do with it. All right, so this is a subject that I'm actually pretty passionate about. And see, I'm glad I'm doing a vlog because now I get to talk about it. So rewind all the way back to the early 2000s, maybe even the late 90s. I started reading Carcraft magazine in probably 1995 because I was interested in driving. I was interested in cars, didn't have one. But, you know, I used to do Taekwondo lessons and my dad would take me after Taekwondo to get like a Snapple. And, you know, there was always a newsstand and I would, you know, sometimes he'd let me like pick out a magazine. Didn't really have any money of my own at that point. Anyway, Carcraft was like, I gravitated towards it. David Freiberger was writing a lot of articles. There was a Dodge Duster. Was it Duster or Dart? I can't remember. But it was like Project Cheap something. It was great. I loved reading those articles. But right about that same time, he did an article because the Prius was either about to come out or it had just come out. He did an article comparing the carbon footprint of driving a Pontiac Ventura, something like a 77 smog era, terrible car, and the brand new Toyota Prius for 25 years, assuming that the Prius would last that long. Maybe it was only 20 years. But he did a comparison of basically all the difference in economy, the more frequent oil changes. He weighed that, you know, you'd probably have to rebuild the engine and the transmission and the rear end in the Ventura a couple of times. I commented on his Instagram a few weeks ago, asked him if he remembered this article. He didn't get back to me. He gets a lot of comments. Anyway, it molded my young brain because, you know, basically his takeaway was that you could drive this Pontiac into the dirt, rebuilding it infinitely, and your carbon footprint would be about the same, or possibly even less, than going out and buying a new Toyota Prius that had to be made. And you know, that was before we knew all the stuff about the strip mining for the lithium and the batteries and everything else. So that's all my roundabout way of saying, you know, I think that climate change is an issue. I think there's too many people on the planet. We're having a hard time sustaining the amount of life that exists on this planet with limited resources. So the only real answer, in my opinion, is to stop consuming. It's part of what has attracted me to a sort of vintage lifestyle my entire life. There's something cool about taking something that somebody has thrown away, and rather than let it go in a landfill or be crushed and sold for scrap to China, and making it work again. I've always liked that aspect, and I've bought new cars. For me, it was because I had to carry clients in my car, and ever since COVID, we don't really do that anymore. So now I drive a beater again, and I'm driving it into the ground. And I could go out and I could buy another new car, but I'm not going to do that. Doesn't make sense to put yourself in debt for something that's made out of plastic and isn't going to last, in my opinion. Will I ever buy an electric car? Maybe. Right now, we don't have the technology to power electric cars with 100% renewable resources. So in my opinion, there's no real benefit to buying an electric car if you're just gonna, you know, run dirty power to charge your batteries. I think it's important that if you're gonna buy a new car and you're gonna drive a ton of miles, I think it's maybe important that you do buy an electric car. But I think it'd be better if you just didn't buy a new car at all and you went and you bought a 1960s Mustang and drove the wheels off of the damn thing. That's the way to be a true environmentalist, in my opinion. Go vintage. The gas burning V8. It sure is fun. So yeah, anyway, I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but it was a good tangent to get off on. I don't know. Hit me up in the comments. Am I crazy? What do you think? The one thing that I will say about politics and everything else is, you know, and we've gotten to a place in this world where we don't do this anymore, but it's good to have an opinion, and it's good to listen to other people's opinions. It's good to listen to them and engage them in conversation. Maybe that's what's fun about this right here. You know, we've all been locked down for so long, but I think it's good to listen to people who have different opinions than yourself and try to put yourself in their shoes and try to understand. And sometimes they're just indoctrinated, but maybe so am I. So anyway, enough of that. So this cat, Rico Erdam, in Indonesia. I never knew Indonesia had like such a rockabilly scene. It's really cool, man. His artwork is amazing. But when I was checking out his Instagram, I noticed that he also had a link up at the top to the Rockabilly Gangsters. So I clicked on that, and he's got a rockabilly band. Well, he's the upright bass player in the rockabilly band, but he is part of a rockabilly band in Indonesia called the Rockabilly Gangsters, and they are phenomenal. I'll put up a couple clips.
Setiap hari kesana kemari mengitari berlari-lari, kesana kemari daripada kepala pusing lebih baik kita bernyanyi. Kesana kemari lari-lari, kesana kemari mari-mari, daripada kepala pusing lebih baik kita bernyanyi. Kesana kemari, mari-mari, kesana kemari, mari-mari.
Anyway, it's just so cool to think, well, one, you know, the way our culture has kind of been picked up and embraced in different parts of the world, it's pretty neat, you know. We've created a lot of cool things in this country. I don't know, it just kind of made me feel good to like support this guy who's such a diehard like vintage car rockabilly nut. So that's just, it's cool in my opinion, and I look forward to seeing what he comes up with for design. All right guys, thanks for coming back to the channel and checking the video out this week. I hope you enjoyed my first vlog, but let me know what you thought. You know, hit me up in the comments. Was it fun to listen to me ramble for 10-15 minutes? Was it a complete waste of time? Do you want your money back? Too bad I didn't charge you. But you can hit the like button if you like what you saw in today's video. You can hit the dislike button if you didn't. You can tell me I'm crazy in the comments. I don't mind. Either way, I hope you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell too, because those things help me keep the content coming week after week. Maybe I'm losing my mind a little bit, but I'm having fun. I hope you are too. I'll see you next week. All right, bye. If I lost it? I don't know if you guys don't tell me. I can't come up with a outro to save my life this week. Is this something that I should do? Do you want to listen to me ramble for 10 minutes once a month? Or was it a complete waste of time? Those things help me keep the content coming week after week. Stumbling over my words. I haven't even had a drink yet. Jesus Christ.